Hello everyone, this is Chris Presents. We're gonna do a Chicago walk-in video. The time now is exactly 4 p.m. on Saturday, July 29th, 2023. And I'm right in front of the John Hopkins Center. I'm gonna show it to you in a second. And this is the 5th tallest building in Chicago. There it is right here. It's not even the first tallest building. The first tallest building is Sears Tower. So the Hopkins Center, that's what it's called. It's 1,127 feet. So we're on I believe we're on Delaware Place. I haven't seen the sign yet. We're in Streeterville. I always start and finish my videos in Streeterville. This is 223 East Delaware. If this is Delaware, that could be completely wrong. Yeah, it is Delaware. Now I see the sign on the right. And we're just gonna walk down on Delaware, walking west. Beautiful, beautiful area, Streeterville. This is where I live and work. And let's go on the other side of the street because there's a lot of people coming on this side. What a beautiful, beautiful picture of Delaware Place. And now we're approaching the corner of Delaware Place and Mies van der Rohe Way. Alright. I'm in the middle of the street, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully I don't get hit by a car. Alright, we're good. Again, I'm going to show you the John Hopkins Center. I got a little bit closer now. There it is. It's more than 100 stories tall. Believe it or not, it was built in the late 60s. So those guys, architects back there, were 60 years ahead of their time, because this building looks very, very modern, very contemporary, and it sits on 4 city blocks. That's how big the building is. And I'm on the Delaware Place side now. And then you see the Westin Hotel. This is another historic building here. Hotel. Very well known hotel. It's called the Westin. I'll show you the architecture here. And then you hear the bells ringing from the church, from the 4th Presbyterian Church, which is around the corner of Michigan Avenue in Delaware. I'm going to show it to you in a second. So this is the Westin Hotel. I'm in Streeterville, and we're doing a walk-in video in downtown Chicago. Again, it's Saturday, July 29th, 2023. And the time right now is exactly 4:05 p.m. It's a beautiful day, actually. It's about 85 degrees Fahrenheit. All this week we have a heat wave. The heat index, heat and humidity was over 100. So it felt real bad. Today is the first day of the week that it got cooler. We had a lot of storms last night. And now it's better. Oh, look at this beautiful flowers here. I'm on the Michigan Avenue side now of the John Hopkins Center. I'm going to show it to you one more time because, again, it takes 4 city blocks. It sits on 4 different streets. And this is the Michigan Avenue side. Here it is again. Look at this. Look how massive and tall this building is. And again, it's not the tallest building in Chicago. It's the fifth tallest building in Chicago. And I'm taking pictures at the same time I'm taking the video. This camera allows me to take pictures and photographs at the same time. All right, we're gonna cross the street and go over there and see what's going on in front of the church. Must be I'm guessing a wedding. Okay, we got the green light on Delaware and Michigan Avenue. It's the Fourth Presbyterian Church I was telling you about. We're gonna try to cross the street. We've got the green light. A lot of people here, but probably a wedding. I don't see the people getting married, but it looks like a wedding. And this is the Michigan Avenue here. That's the Water Tower Place. And the one on the left is the Water Tower Place Residences. So it's very all right, we're on Michigan Avenue now. We're just gonna walk south of Michigan Avenue from Delaware State. So we got music coming out of the cars. Very, very loud music, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I mentioned this in every video. When you hear music in my video, we have to be careful of the copyrights for the music that is coming out of the cars. And what I do, I talk loud and I'll run away from it, but it looks like the car is gone. So we should be okay. Now we're approaching Chestnut Street. This is Chestnut and Michigan Avenue. And this is actually Chestnut Street. Right here. Take a picture. All right, there we go. We'll continue going south on Michigan Avenue. And then we're approaching Pearson Street. The next intersection is Pearson and Michigan Avenue. And again, it's a beautiful day. Place is loaded with people going for a walk, going for shopping, enjoying the good weather. Some of them are going for a wedding, like you saw. This is one of the CTA shelters. It actually shows you what buses come through here and how long you have to wait. You see, 3 minutes for the Concourse Plaza 147. So usually it's no more than, okay, now it's more minutes, but it just tells you how long it takes for the bus to get here. So it's a real nice tracking. You don't even need a computer or a phone to see, okay, we got the green light. We're gonna keep walking on Pearson Street. We're crossing Pearson Street and Michigan Avenue, and then we're going this way. Actually, let's go this way. Here's one of the old Water Tower buildings. That's Pearson Street. That's the Water Tower Place Mall, high-rise mall. Again, the John Hancock Center. I'm just doing a 360 so you can see what's all the way around. And this is Pearson Street. Beautiful trees even on the sidewalks. A lot of greenery here. And then we're gonna go this way, and you got beautiful trees and flowers here. It's a very, very narrow sidewalk. They don't advise you to walk on the sidewalk, but I'm walking because I'm inside here. And let's see if we can squeeze through here. Now you got more music coming out of the cars there. Let's see if we can squeeze through here. Look how narrow this thing is, and I'm gonna go right through here. All right. Okay, now we're approaching Michigan Avenue and Chicago Avenue. Look at this beautiful picture. Look how beautiful Michigan Avenue is. What a beautiful, beautiful day. 85 degrees Fahrenheit. And it feels cooler because see, there's a real nice breeze. There it is. I want to take a picture. And then let's cross now that we got the green light before anybody else goes through here. All right, we made it. So let's just cross the street, and we're in Michigan and Chicago, walking east, walking sorry, correction, south, east when you go the other way towards the lakefront. But look at this picture. I want you to see how many people are on this and on the street here on the video. Look at that, both directions, and everybody's wearing comfortable summer gear because number one is summer, number two it's been hot all week, so people are still wearing their shorts even if it's a little bit cooler. 85 degrees actually is not cool, but with the nice breeze and very, very, very low humidity today, it feels wonderful. Wonderful day to, that's why I came out and start recording this video. And if you like my videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe underneath this video if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this on a video on any other social media platform, just go to, when you have time, go to youtube.com/ChrisCresents and subscribe there. All right, let's get on the sidewalk towards the street because it's hundreds and hundreds of people. I don't want to bump into people. Then you can see the other side of Michigan Avenue on the other side as well. Look how beautiful these buildings are from the past. Look at that. Chicago architecture is amazing, both the new and the old architecture are amazing. Like I said earlier, the architects were at least 60 years ahead of their time in designing and building this building, these high rises. Now we're on East Huron and on Michigan Avenue, waiting for the light, and then we're gonna go straight again. Everybody's crossing on the red light. Very dangerous because the cars are coming from this side, and people don't realize that those guys have the right of way. There you go. Now we got the green light. It's very, very loud, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you can hear me. It's people talking, and then there's the cars. So hopefully you can hear me. So let's look at this beautiful, beautiful pictures here. More cars with music going by. Hopefully you can hear it. But look at that, all this traffic. Look at all these cars. I'm not complaining, I'm not describing the scene here. Actually, I love it when it's a lot of cars, a lot of people in the video. It makes Chicago look real, real alive, energetic. Look at it, you can feel the energy. And this line you see over here to get in, they're trying to get in the largest Starbucks in the world right here. And there's a lot of music going on in front of the place. I'm gonna go across the street, try to avoid the music there. And then we're on Erie Street, Erie and Michigan Avenue. Again, this is the largest Starbucks in the world, Starbucks Reserve Roastery. And there's recorded music and live music. Somebody's playing the guitar real loud there. Hopefully it won't interfere with the copyrights, the music. So once we get the green light, we're gonna walk real fast and get away from the music. All right, we got the green light. So let's just keep walking, walking south, and this way. Look at this beautiful, beautiful picture. I like the colors. Hopefully you can hear me, ladies and gentlemen. The music is really, really loud across the street. So we're approaching now Ontario Street. And then look how many people are on this side of the street, just like the other side of the street I was showing earlier. And I'm walking, the reason you see this video going real fast, because I'm walking fast to get away from the music that interferes with the copyrights. And then you got the Grand Lux Cafe right over there on Ontario Street and Michigan Avenue. And we got all right, we got more music on this side, so let's cross and go over here now. All right. Now I will really have to go fast. There's a guy playing singing oldies there with recorded music. It's not the live thing that interferes with the copyrights. It's when there is recorded music behind the live performance. That's when it creates the issues. Because some artists they just play live with nothing in the background, and those are not interfering with the copyrights. All right, we're waiting for the light. Just a couple of seconds. All right, let's go. We got stay away from the music. The music now is on the other side of the street. It's like every other block we have music playing, and then you can hear the song. So I'm going to be really talking loud over the music and running away from it, so it won't interfere with the copyrights. And again, it's Saturday, July 29th, 2023, and the time is almost 4:20 p.m. And we're doing a walking video in downtown Chicago, enjoying this beautiful weather, getting a lot of exercise because I'm walking real fast to avoid the music. All right, we got the red light again. Now we're on Ohio Street, Ohio and Michigan. More music coming out of the cars here. But look how, I know you cannot feel that in the video, but I can feel the energy. You can see the energy of the people in the street, of the cars. The beautiful sounds of Chicago, including the music that I don't like, the copyright issue, but I do like the music, don't get me wrong. All right, we get the green light. Let's cross. All right, now you got people in a hurry with the cars blowing their horns. I don't know why they're in so much rush, but they're all started blowing their horns now. Look at it. Actually, first car is stopped here. That's why they're all waiting behind it. Maybe they're part of the wedding. Who knows? The wedding we saw earlier, because it looks like a caravan of cars. They're all very similar, the cars. Who knows? And now the Intercontinental Hotel across the street, another landmark hotel. A lot of the hotels in Chicago are landmarks, like this one, the one with the flags. More than 100 years ago it was built. There it is right there. And let's just try to get on this tiny sidewalk and get away from the crowds here. There's a lot of people on the street, ladies and gentlemen. Look how many people are on the sidewalk. Look at that. Beautiful day to be outside and do a video. I'm enjoying every second of it. Now my Chicago walking videos, the ones walking in downtown Chicago, they're minimum an hour, a maximum 3 hours. So This video is going to be at least an hour long. Now my street level walking videos in my neighborhood, they are anywhere from 8 minutes to an hour. And then I also do other videos. I cut and split the video sometimes, and I do like real short videos, and those are anywhere from 2 minutes to 8 minutes. And I also film shorts on YouTube. Those are less than a minute. Now let's see, there is another performance here. We have to get away though, because we got to stop playing the music.
All right, Second Collection Lake Church. Hallelujah.
And now we're in front of the Chicago Tribune Tower, neo-Gothic style, built in 1924. There it is. And you can see even motorcycles out here. Not just cars, you got cars, motorcycles, bicycles, a lot of people on foot. And now we're approaching 401 North Michigan Avenue, which is actually across the street. I want to show it to you. That's the Fidelity building over there, 401 North Michigan Avenue. This one on the right. Just took a picture, and then we're gonna go straight, and then you have this Plaza of the Americans. It shows you, it's a monument actually, sculptures, celebrates the American continent, North, South, and Central America. And then you got world famous Lou Maratti's Pizzeria. It says walk this way. We got some music playing here, so let's try to get away from the. It's a guy playing the violin, but he's definitely using background music. So I'm gonna try to get away from him also. Here it is, right here. Unfortunately, fortunately I have to cut him off and speak, because that music. Very popular, interferes with the copyrights. Again, he's using background and more music on this side. So let's just get out of this area here. You're gonna see a lot of these musicians here. Now, if I run to the musicians that I know that they don't have any copyright issues with the performance, I'm gonna stop and do a video, like the Chicago Traffic Jam or Brian DeRova and Lamar, the well-known blues musicians. But there's the Chicago River right here. Look how beautiful this picture is. And this is the Trump Tower, which is the second tallest building in Chicago. Remember I showed you earlier in the beginning the 5th tallest building in Chicago? This is the second tallest in Chicago, and it's 1,388 feet. I'll show it to you just a second. There it is. And you got some people on canoes underneath there, canoeing. You got the boats there. Now here are the emergency vehicle sirens. This is the Chicago River. Look how, and this is the Riverwalk right across there. Look how beautiful this picture is. Actually, I'm gonna take a picture. All right. We'll show you a little bit, a few more seconds, and then we'll just keep going. There it is. And then we are on the Michigan Avenue Bridge here. Michigan Avenue Bridge. You see the flags, a little bit windy. That's how you can tell how windy it is from the flags. Not very windy, but a little bit windy. But the wind is really bringing us a real nice cool breeze, because it's been hot, like I said earlier, the entire week. Not just in Chicago, but in most cities of the United States, there's a heat wave, but it's not in Chicago anymore after last night's storms. There's another boat here. Beautiful, beautiful. They're going on a tour, probably most likely architectural tour. Look at that. Look how beautiful. Take another picture. Real nice view from the boat. One of these days I'll take the boat as well when I have time and show you the view from there. But not today. Today I'm doing a walking video like I always do. And now we're approaching Upper Walker Drive at Michigan Avenue. I keep saying I change it to Upper Walker Drive from Walker Drive because there is also a Lower Walker Drive. I didn't know that. And there's a Lower Michigan Avenue as well. And like I mentioned before in previous videos, one of these days I'll go there and film as well in the lower part of Walker Drive and Michigan Avenue. All right, so this is Michigan Avenue, and we're walking south. A lot of people on the street, so I'm gonna go a little bit fast to get away from the crowd. Okay, good. I'm back on the sidewalk. Take another picture. All right, so we're walking south of Michigan Avenue. We're in downtown Chicago. It's almost 4:30 p.m. on Saturday, July 29th, 2023. And we're doing a walking video in downtown Chicago. Temperature is 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Maybe a little bit cooler over here because of the wind, but it's not humid at all. There is probably zero humidity, so there's no heat index. It's very comfortable. Actually, it's a little bit cool. It's the 147 bus, and there's two 147 buses waiting here for passengers. There's a bus shelter right over here. And we're walking south of Michigan Avenue. We'll try not to get hit by a car because all these black SUVs you see here, and I'm guessing that it could be from the wedding we saw earlier because they all go in the same direction. Are all trying to make a right. And this is East Walker Place, and then we're walking towards Lake Street. Now I'm going to show you some of the buildings here before we go any further. Here they are. Look at these beautiful high rises. All right, Michigan Avenue, ladies and gentlemen, the Magnificent Mile. That's how they call it, but I think it's more than a mile. My guess will be 2 miles at least. And a lot of shops here. And you got the Millennium Park further down. You have Grand Park. Beautiful, beautiful. This is the #1 most famous, well-known street in Chicago. It's called Michigan Avenue. It goes north and south, and now we're walking south on Michigan Avenue. I'll show you some of the buildings, more buildings, high rises here. Beautiful, beautiful architecture. Now what I do with my photographs, because you've been wondering why is he taking so many pictures and where is he posting them. Well, #1, this camera allows me to take pictures and photographs at the same time. And #2, I post the pictures on other social media platforms besides YouTube. The video you're watching now is on YouTube, and part of the video may be on other social media platforms, but the photographs are basically on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and spreads. So what I do with the photographs, I put text on the photograph, and I add background music, and there's no copyright issues there. It's like a 18 to 30 second video that I create on TikTok, and then I share it in my stories on Instagram and Facebook, and I also create reels with these photographs on Instagram, Facebook, and Threads. So basically that's what I do, and then I also post photographs on the Chris Presents Facebook page. So I'm everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. This is with video, the video, especially the long videos like the one I'm filming now. They're on YouTube. So YouTube is my #1 source of posting my content. And just to give you a little bit statistics, now that we have the red light here, actually we can cross it because nobody's coming. This is the Chicago Cultural Center right here. So my YouTube channel has almost 8,000 subscribers, and I have 2.6. We have 2.6 million views on the channel, and then I posted already more than 2,500 videos, and more than 1,500 of those videos are Chicago videos. The rest of them are from places that I visited all over the world. I film everywhere, but I'm based in Chicago. So if you go to the playlist section of this channel and click on playlist, and then you see all the videos by category, and then obviously this video you're watching now, it's on the Chicago playlist. So there's a lot of content on this video in this channel. All right, we're approaching now Washington Street and Michigan Avenue, and we passed already the 30-minute mark of the video, and I hear some music. So this is Washington and Michigan Avenue. All right, I know these musicians, they're Chicago traffic jam, or part of it. I'm just gonna say hello. Actually, I only recognize one person, Bill, that is playing the bass. I didn't recognize the other ones, so I'm gonna keep going. So that is not the Chicago Traffic Jam. It's just a band composed of 3 performers, and one of them is Bill. He's playing the bass. And this is the Illinois State Medical Society, 20 North Michigan Avenue. All right, we're going next intersection. It looks like Madison Street, so that's Madison and Michigan Avenue. And we're going to try to cross the street. It's very dangerous when you see the bus trying to make a turn. You see how the bus is moving real slow, but the people are going faster, so the bus is trying to make the turn. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have the bus go first because I got the green light, but it's dangerous. Don't try to beat the bus because you will get hit by the bus. So let the bus turn. There you go. Now we can cross safely. A couple of years ago, maybe more than a couple of years ago, I was doing a video. I think it was either this spot or the next one, where there was two buses, and you can see that in the video. I didn't take it out. There were two buses trying to make a turn. I was crossing the street. The first one kind of beat me crossing the street. I still have the green light. And the second one didn't even see me, almost hit me. And you can see not in the video, but you could see the bus driver looking at me and feeling kind of guilty and apologetic. And I let it slide. I kind of shook my head, not in disbelief, but I shook my head and telling the driver, like a non-verbal communication, telling the driver, it's okay, don't worry about it. It's not your fault. It's the way the lights are over here. And I learned from that on, never try to beat a bus when they try to make a right and you have the green light, even if you are legally okay to go first. And if there are two buses, one behind the other one turning right, definitely don't cross, because that's very, very, very dangerous. And actually, 2-3 years after that, there was an incident again in one of the streets. I'm not sure if it was this one, Monroe, or the other one just past Madison, where a foreign tourist was hit by the bus in a very similar way and got killed. Oh, look at these motorcycles. All right, we're on Monroe, ladies and gentlemen. I was following the motorcycle, so we're crossing this way now, and then we're still gonna go Michigan Avenue, but on the other side. So 2 years after that big awake incident that I had, I saw on the news a foreign tourist got killed when he was trying to cross the street. And then when I read the actual, and this is Monroe Street, by the way, when I read the article in the newspaper, that's exactly what happened. The same thing that happened to me, except I didn't get hit. I almost got hit. So that foreign tourist, I believe it was a female from abroad, got killed, hit by a bus and got killed instantaneously. So this is how I learn. And also when I film the videos, because a lot of people watch my videos, and a lot of people walk in the streets when they come to Chicago after they watch the videos, I wanted to be aware and try not to do that. This is the number 6 bus, Jackson Park Express, and now we're approaching the Art Institute, very well-known institute, one of the best art institutes, museums on the planet. It's been here a long, long time. And this is a tourist bus, it looks like. Real nice bus here. So this is the Art Institute right here. I never filmed the Art Institute inside. I was inside, I took pictures in 2014, but I was told at the time that I was not allowed to take pictures, I mean videos. Why, I don't know. I'm guessing because of the art. So I never went back inside. But that was almost 10 years ago. I'm pretty sure things may have changed. Now we got the bucket boys here making noise with the bucket, so I'm gonna keep walking. And so this is the Art Institute. And I guess another wedding here. People are taking pictures.
wedding party starts at the back.
Got another more wedding pictures there. All right, we're gonna continue walking south of Michigan Avenue, and this video is gonna be at least an hour long. My Chicago buggy videos again are anywhere from minimum an hour to maximum 3 hours. The 3 hour maximum is because of the capacity, the power capacity of this camera, not because I get tired or anything like that. Now this is an interesting place where people play chess and compete, play chess. And now we're approaching Jackson Boulevard and Michigan Avenue. And there is a musician now. I can hear him now from all the way from here, and I can tell you who it is. It's Lefty. He plays the guitar with his left hand, and he's a world-known musician from Oxford Street. There it is, right here.
I came back to let you go.
You see, he's in the same spot every time, but he's very well-known blues musician. He's one of the originals from Oxford Street. That's what blues musicians were playing on during the market there. This is Jackson Boulevard. This is Chicago hot dog place. Good place to get a hot dog. And again, his nickname, I easily call him Lefty. That's how I know him. Lefty. I filmed him before, so don't get me wrong. And if you want to watch any of the videos of him performing, go to my channel and just type the word Lefty and you find him. So look how beautiful this picture is. I'm going to take a picture. We're on Michigan Avenue, walking south with looks like 1,000 people. And then we just showing you the sky. Look how beautiful the skyline is. See, all these buildings were built more than 100 years ago. And also during the Al Capone years in the 20s. And look how they were well designed. And I'm pretty sure they got different architects. It's not the same architect designed all of them. But what they have in common, they're all attached to each other. Look, there's no space in between the buildings. And that's the corner of Van Buren, by the way, and Michigan Avenue. Look at that. I'm going to start from there and showing you. Pay attention to the buildings on the right. And by the way, the buildings are on the right, not on the left, because the left is Grand Park, and I guess they didn't allow any high rises on the left of Michigan Avenue on this side back then. So look at that. Look at all these buildings, how they are attached to each other. And there's no space in between. There's no wall or anything that divides. The only thing that divides them is the color and the design, but they blend very well together. So this is Van Buren and Michigan Avenue. We're just waiting for the light. And I'm going to show you a little bit of Van Buren Street right here. And there's Van Buren Street over here as well. And you can see the L train all the way over there making a turn. Look at that. And then you got some well-known Chicago universities here. You got the Roosevelt University right over there, and then you got Congress Hotel, I believe, and then you got Columbia College. All right, we got the green lights. This is a very long crosswalk, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it. Look how long the crosswalk. It takes you a minute just to cross. By the time you cross, it's going to turn red. So this is Roosevelt University. Again, you see there's no divider between the buildings, except when you reach, obviously when you reach the street. When you reach the street, there is a gap, and then they continue. And believe it or not, in a week from now, that's why you got them all set up. You can see it in the video. It says Lollapalooza. Lollapalooza starts next week. It's a rock music festival, and it's a 4-day festival. We'll come in and do some videos, not inside the Lollapalooza, but outside, just to show you the crowds. You see that's in Grand Park. That's Lollapalooza, and it's on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of next week. It's a four-day event. So this is Roosevelt University right here. I'll show you how great this building is. And there's a theater on the ground floor there where they perform operas. But look at that. Look how beautiful the university is. And then you have, I believe, Columbia College. I think that's the name of it, where you could go and study. Or maybe it's on the other corner, not further down. So you got the Congress Hotel first. We got the green light, so let's just try to cross before it turns red. We're good for a few more seconds. It's the Congress Hotel, so we're 500 South Michigan Avenue, Ida Wells Drive and Michigan Avenue. And then look how beautiful the greenery is. They got like trees in the middle of the street, in between the street. And now I see Columbia College right over there. And again, this is the Congress Hotel, Congress Plaza. Beautiful, beautiful architecture. And then a little bit further down, we're not there yet, is the Hilton Hotel, another landmark. And then we're approaching Harrison Street, Harrison and Michigan Avenue. So again, Lollapalooza is next week. 4-day event. If you don't have tickets and if you want to come, I think there's some still available online. Just go to lollapalooza.com. And people come from all over the world. So if you are anywhere else in the world and want to come, buy the tickets, get your Olympic tickets, and come here. And who knows, you may be in my video. Walk into the place. Okay, that's a Columbia College there. It's a college for film. It's a film school, I believe. Very well known film school. So we're about 600 South Michigan. And then look how beautiful the picture is. Look at them. I keep taking pictures because it's beautiful. Now the sun is away, so there's no sun glare. All right. And then it's a Grant Park on the left. Grant Park, by the way, is very, very big. It's divided into smaller parks, but the grand name of it is Grant Park. Okay, now we're approaching to the Hilton Hotel, the one with the brown building there. I think they have at least 6, maybe more towers of the hotel. It's a very, very well-known hotel. I'm going to show it to you in just a second. More music across the street, coming out of the tricycle there. Now we got an emergency vehicle. I can hear the sirens. I don't know if it's behind me or in front of me. We'll find out in a minute if they come this way. So when I hear the emergency vehicles approaching, then I stop talking so you can hear the sirens. All right, now we're on Balbo. Okay, as you can see, this is a police emergency, police vehicle. And just for the record, a disclaimer, I don't show you any crime in progress or any violence in progress on my channel, but I do show you the emergency vehicles and their response, but I don't show you the actual crime or any crime scene. But what I'm going to show you now is Grant Park. Look at this. I'm going to take a picture. Look how beautiful the trees are. And then this is the legendary Hilton Hotel. I was telling you, the last time I was passing through here, it was getting renovated. You couldn't even see the part that says Hilton. few videos ago, maybe 4 months ago. But here it is. I'm gonna count the buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's at least 8 buildings of the Hilton Hotel. You only see 5 of them here. There's 3 of them behind this ones. Take a picture. This is the Hilton Hotel, the legendary Hilton Hotel. Beautiful, beautiful. I think at some point this was the largest hotel in the world. I don't think that's the case anymore, but at some point, probably back in the 20s, it was the largest hotel in the world. Again, now you can see the buildings more clearly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, there's more than 8. There's more. 9. Wow, look at that. Look how tall. Look at this. The Hilton. I'll take some pictures before we go. All right. Motorcycle here going zigzag. And Grand Park is on the left. And now we're approaching 8th Street in Michigan Avenue. But look how beautiful. Look, it's a hotel there. It's called Essex Inn. Don't get me wrong, compared to the other buildings, it looks small, but it's not that small. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stories tall. In other countries, this will be a high-rise, but in Chicago, it's like a small building. I say small because look at the one next to it, behind it. Look at it. I'm gonna go up so you can see. Look how small this building looks, 12-story building, compared to the one behind it. Look at that. And compared to the Hilton Hotel also, right over here, and this one that is still in construction. All right, let's keep walking this way on Michigan Avenue. At some point we're going to make a left and go towards the lakefront and then go on the way back to Streeterville. But it's going to take us probably almost an hour to go back. So this video is going to be estimate guess now it's anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours. So at some point we're going to make a left here and go to Grand Park. And then we're approaching South Loop now. This area is called South Loop. It's still downtown, but it's south of the Loop. That's why it's called South Loop. There's a lot of high-rise residences here, or apartments and condos. We got some music here. We're going to be a little bit quiet here for the music to go away. So those guys on the tricycles, they have music blasting. There's another one coming behind me, so I'm gonna let it go before there's actually 2 of them playing 2 different songs, so hopefully the copyrights won't. There's 3 of them actually, 2 of them, and then one of the grounds cleaning crew, so hopefully it won't be an issue because they're going real fast. They're getting out of the picture fast. But I'm going to show you this before we make a turn towards the lakefront. If it's open, because it may be closed due to the Lollapalooza construction. We're on Michigan and 9th Street now. And here are the buildings over there. Beautiful scene. We got more music coming this way. And and look at this old car that is playing loud music. more music coming this way, so music everywhere here. I'm trying to see if that place is open for us to make a left and go to the lakefront. Again, it may be blocked up because of the Lollapalooza construction, because they're constructing the stages for the concert. And then another tricycle with music coming this way, which is super loud, ladies and gentlemen. But look at this building. I want to show you this building that is under construction. It's called 1000 M. I don't know what the M stands for. 1000 M. Maybe 1000 M Residences at Grant Park. So if you want to know more about this building, go to 1000mchicago.com. I'm going to show you the building. It's still under construction. Look at this. This is the latest Chicago skyscraper. One of them, I guess. You can see the top. It's still getting constructed. And I don't think anybody's living there yet. I haven't finished yet building it. And so when we make a left, we're gonna go towards the lakefront and also towards Soldier Field. So if they have any music concert tonight, most likely they do, because all these people are going towards Soldier Field. There may be a concert. I don't know who's playing, but if we get close enough, we may see the signs. I know last week it was Beyonce playing for 3 days or 2 days. And then before that, it was more famous. Taylor Swift was there, and you name it. There's like a concert every weekend, or maybe 3-4 times a week. All right, now that we see the people, we're gonna go this way. And then there's more music here. All right, let's follow the crowd and see where all these people are going. Most likely either to Soldier Field or to the museum, because this is the same way also to go to the museum campus, and also to the lakefront. And actually we are right in the South Loop now. Look at the residences here of South Loop. I'm gonna take a picture. All right, I'm going to show you the view from the bridge here. It's a raw, beautiful view of South Loop, and also the railway tracks. We're lucky we may see a train, like a metro train. And then right on the right there below us, there is an area for skateboarders. Skateboard park, they call it. Let's see if there are any skateboarders there. Actually, they're all here. Here they are. This is skateboard park in South Loop. You can see them skateboarding. Taking pictures. There's the high rises. And there's some vendors here. So this is what I'm talking about the railroad trains here, tracks. There's no train coming at the moment, but look at this beautiful picture of the skyline. Look at that. Let's just keep going this way. Look at this beautiful. All right, we almost completed an hour of filming, of recording. And right now it's exactly 5 p.m. on Saturday, July 29th, 2023. And we don't see any trains coming. But you can see people there waiting for the trains. There's the platforms over there, train platforms. And then all the way back, when you see the flags and that circle thing there, it looks like a spaceship. That's Soldier Field. And then further down you have the museum campus, which means they have all the campus together in one spot with all the grassy area next to it. So now we got another music issue now with the copyrights. And actually it's the same song that the violinist was playing on Michigan Avenue. I got to know the song by now. One more. So hopefully that won't be an issue with the copyrights. Now if there is an issue with the copyrights, YouTube gives me the option to mute the segment. So if you don't hear any music, or if you hear anything and you see the video and you're wondering, hey, why there is no, because a lot of this, they call it pedicabs, I call them tricycles. This is two more over here. They're all blasting the music loud, I guess to impress their customers, have a better experience, but they shouldn't be that loud, yeah. So if you're wondering why am I talking about all this, is because I had numerous videos in the past where YouTube took them down years ago, but now YouTube gives you the option to mute the video or take the segment out. So if it's something like this, I always choose to mute the sound. And so if you see this video walking on, I'm talking, all of a sudden there's nothing, and you're wondering what happened, and now you do. Because of the copyrights, I mute the segment. And it's unfortunate, and I don't think it's right when you film a video when somebody else is playing music in the background, that you have to take out all those, because you see another one here. So we have quite a few of them. But on the nice bright side, literally bright because the sun is shining here, you have beautiful high rises here of the South Loop. And then we're going towards the lakefront and the museum campus, and you can see a lot of this tricycles. I was telling you, we saw already about 11 of them in the last 30 minutes, and they keep coming on both directions. So this is the lakefront. So all these people you see going that way, they're going towards the lakefront. It doesn't mean they're going actually to the lakefront, but they may be going to a Soldier Field for a concert. They may be going to the lakefront, or they may be going to the museum campus, which is the one over here. My guess is most of them are going to the concert at Soldier Field. And if it's not a concert, it may be a sports event like football or soccer. But most likely it's a music concert. And now we're in the museum campus now. I'm going to show you some of the museums here. Some of the museums here you'll see. And then you have all those tents over there. I'm guessing it's for probably Lollapalooza, but I could be wrong. So this is the museum campus. I don't see any museum yet. Yeah, there's this construction zone, so we can't really go that way. You see, private VIPs required. So this is definitely a music event of some sort, and you have to be a VIP to get in there. So there's more music here. All right, let's just keep going straight. Actually, we're not in the museum campus yet. I see the sign now, museum campus. Actually, the first bridge said lakefront, and the second bridge, I didn't realize there's two bridges. The second bridge here, it says museum campus. So as soon as we cross this bridge, then we'll be at the museum campus and show you the actual museum. There's more music here. They shouldn't allow this guys to go in the middle with the crowd here. It's dangerous. Somebody may get hit because they're going pretty fast. So here it is, museum campus. Then on top of the museum campus, I believe that's Lakeshore Drive. So let's just go to the museum campus first. There's another one coming this way. So there's music. It's a music nightmare for me, for my YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna keep coming loud, trying to override all this music issues. So hopefully it won't be an issue. But look how many people are over here, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the museum. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm only talking loud because of the music. So here's the museum campus. But it looks like everybody's going that way towards Soldier Field. And I'm gonna go, actually, let me go this way. There's more music there. It looks like they're all playing the same song, believe it or not. I don't want to name the song and the artist because YouTube may flag me down also for the song. You'd be surprised how good the YouTube copyright system is. Alright everyone, I apologize, I keep telling you about the music, but that's what happens when you see all those tricycles with their loud, very loud music. Hopefully we won't see any more, because this is a little bit uphill. It's a little bit dangerous for them to go uphill and also difficult. So all these people, they look like they're going to Soldier Field, which is a good thing for me because I'm going to make a turn and go the other way and show you the museums. I'm not going to go to Soldier Field. We're going to make a left, show you the museum here. This is the Field Museum. There it is right here. Take a picture as well. And then we're going, staying away from the crowd. I guess I'll find out when I get home what kind of concert is playing. But judging by the people, it's going to be very well known concert. I'm running out of breath because I was running to get out away from the music, those tricycles. My goodness. But look how beautiful this not Soldier Field, the Field Museum is. Take a picture. We're in the museum campus, right in front of Field Museum. I'm running out of breath, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like I'm racing a marathon, trying to stay away from the music. It looks more quiet over here. Alright, we're going to make a left at some point and go back to the lakefront. Okay. But look at this. Look at this Film Museum. This is just one of the 5 museums that are here. I don't really have the time to show you all of them, but we may see one more on the way back. Actually, we're going to make a turn over here. Look how beautiful the greenery is. And then you can see Streeterville over here. The high rises over at Streeterville. That's where we're going. That's where I live and work for the last 40 years. 20 years. I've been in Chicago 40 years, but I've been in Streeterville the last 20 years. Before that, I was living in Little Italy on Taylor Street. All right, beautiful picture. Look how beautiful this picture is. Keep taking pictures as well. All right, and this is the aquarium, the Shedd Aquarium Museum over there. So you got to see 2 museums already. There's at least 5 in this area. So there's 2 of them. That's the second one right there. And then we're going to make a left and go that way. I'm on the grassy area. Look at that. Look how beautiful this picture is. Let's go back on the stairs because I don't really like walking on grass. Sometimes you have those little insects that get on your feet and they bite you. and because travel on my legs, it never happened to me in Chicago, but it did happen to me in Cyprus. I was in Cyprus. Actually, I remember it very well. Almost 10 years ago, I was in. Trying to think where I was in Paralimni Stadium. They had some kind of an athletic event to celebrate the Olympics. I did film it. You can go and just type in my channel Paralimni, and then you'll see it. And then what happened? I had my shoes on, my socks on, my pants were just regular, no flip-flops or no socks or anything like that. And then I walked through a grassy area. It was full of water, just to film my video, because there was a lot of. I stepped on the grass actually inside the stadium. So to make the long story short, 2 hours later, when I got home in Nicosia to my cousin's house, that's where I live when I filmed there in Cyprus, I realized something was itching on my foot, and then when I put the pants up, it looked like I got bit by something. It was all over my leg. It went all the way up to my knee. It was horrible. Horrible. So I had to go to the doctor and give me some medication to let it go away, and it didn't go away until I go back to America. And I was in Cyprus for 4 weeks at the time. So after that, I always very careful when I walk in grassy areas, but it didn't happen to me in America. It happened to me in Cyprus. So maybe they have a better system here in watering the grass than they do in Cyprus. All right, we're at the lakefront now. We're gonna go walk all the way over there back to Streeterville. We got a boat with music coming towards me, so I have to get out of here fast. Take a picture, but look how beautiful this picture is. It's windy, and actually they're saying it's not a good time to swim. They had a warning on the news. It's very treacherous for swimming for some reason, hazards because of the winds. All right, we're going this way, and then we're gonna walk north towards Streeterville. They call this thing here Lakefront Trail, where people can walk. They can be on bicycles. They can run, not run fast, but they can jog. And then you can see the boats here. And it's very, very quiet over here. That's why I'm not talking loud. But if one of those tricycles comes, like the one on the left that you see over there in the picture, with the music, then I'm gonna start talking loud again. All right. It's exactly 5:15 p.m. now on Saturday. I hope you can hear because it's windy. Saturday, July 29th, 2023, and we're doing a walking video in downtown Chicago. We started from Chestnut Street, not Chestnut Street, Delaware, I believe. We started the video on Delaware Place. Then we went on Michigan Avenue. We went all the way to the South Loop. Then we made a turn and went to the museum campus. And then we'll make another turn, and now we're going north. We're on the lakefront now, and we're going north on the Lakefront Trail towards Streeterville. And you see the boats. A lot of people on the boats, a lot of music on the boats. We got big boats, little boats. Good thing nobody's swimming. I guess they all got the message, because usually you see people in the water floating, try to swim, and then if they're not careful, they can get okay, we got a tricycle here. I'm gonna stop. It goes away with the music. And then you see there's a lot of debris over here. Why, I don't know. Usually it's very clean on this side, but look at it. Look at all this debris. It needs some cleaning here. Look at that. Look at this debris on the lakefront. I've never seen that before. Like a little island here. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 tennis balls. It has water bottles, plastic bottles, beer cans, and never seen that before in the lakefront. So I don't know if it came from the boats or because of the wind it came from somewhere else. I've never seen that before. And then you have this same thing over here. You form like a little island with all the debris. So if anybody's watching this from the Chicago, city of Chicago, I'm not sure who takes care of the lakefront. I don't know if the Chicago Park District or if there is a lakefront district. Come over here and clean it up. When you see this video, I think you see this video, because it doesn't look good and it's not healthy for the environment. All right, so we're walking on the lakefront. Actually, I'm going to go up this way so you can see also the cars, the motorcycles, bicycles on Lakeshore Drive. And this greenery, because I got this music now coming out of the boats real loud. I can barely hear myself talking. All right, good. Nobody's coming. Yeah, I'll be over this picture. So I'm gonna take a picture. Look at that. I'm safe. Nobody's coming behind me. And then you see the bicycles. There's actually a bicycle lane right over there, right on next to Lakeshore Drive, and then you can see the Lollapalooza tents. A little bit windy, ladies and gentlemen, but it's okay. It's a beautiful, beautiful picture. Look at these trees. Look at this big grassy area. So see how beautiful this picture is. You got the lakefront and the boats on the right side of the video. You got the grassy there in the middle with trees. You have a place here where actually you got people walking there. You got people jogging on this lane that I'm on. And then you got more trees on the left. The more I move the video on the left, you see people on bicycles. Because there's a bicycle lane up there. We're not allowed to walk up there, it's just for bicycles. And then you see the cars on Lakeshore Drive. And you got these big dividers there. They were not there last week. I guess they're there because of Lollapalooza. Lollapalooza is, again, next week, which is going to be August. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You have the Rock Music Festival, Lollapalooza. It doesn't need any introduction, but it's a festival very well known all over the world. Actually, people come from all over the world to attend and watch it. And also, they're going to be streaming it live on YouTube. They have like 6 different stages. So if you don't have a ticket, you can watch it live on YouTube. From anywhere in the world, just go to lollapalooza.com and look for the YouTube link, or just go to YouTube and look for the Lollapalooza YouTube channel. Now the building you see over there, the real skinny building on the left, is called the St. Regis. It is the 3rd tallest building in Chicago. The one on the left, the real skinny one on the left. It's 1,198 feet tall, and it was designed by a female architectural firm, Chicago architectural firm. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the tallest high-rise skyscraper in the world, designed by a female firm. All the architects are females. So far I show you the Trump Tower, the St. Regis, and the Hankton Center. So I show you 3 of the tallest buildings in Chicago. Sears Tower is the tallest. It's 1,451 feet. Trump Tower is 1,388 feet. I showed it to you earlier. St. Regis, the one I just showed you, was 1,198 feet. Number 4 is the Aon Center, 1,136 feet. And then the last one, not the last one, but the top 5, the 5th tallest building in Chicago. I showed it to you in the beginning. I'll probably show it to you again towards the end. It's the John Hopkins Center, which is 1,127 feet. Now, all these buildings, or a lot of these buildings, they have changed their names because of rights and naming rights. But I always tell you the names that I know. The names that I know when I first came here 40 years ago. So I used to say names that I know, or at least those are the names that the most Chicagoans know them as. So I don't want to hear anybody from Sears telling me it's not the Sears Tower, it's the Willis Tower, it's not the Hankton Center, it's something else, like Michigan Avenue something. No, I use the names that I know, and then people can relate to them, and that's why I have to tell you that I don't hear from those companies, so I don't want to hear either from other Chicagoans telling me, oh no, this is not, you saying it wrong, the building name was sold to somebody else. And I say to everyone, that's good. They sold it, they make their money. But this video is about the buildings, the classic buildings in Chicago that all people know by that name, or most of the people know. All right. We're getting a little bit closer to Streeterville, not very close. We'll probably have another 30 minutes. Again, this video is going to be now, I'm guessing, my educated guess will be from an hour and a half to 2 hours long. So we already did 1 hour, 22 minutes of recording. And all right, there's another building now, the top 5, the number 4 tallest building in Chicago, the one this way, I don't know, another skinny one, it's kind of vertical. That's the Aon Center. Not the St. Regis, the skinny one on the right. This is the skinny one on the left. It's kind of tall, you can see it's tall. And that's the 4th tallest building in Chicago. It's called the Aon Center, Aon Center. And that's 1,136 feet tall. All right. All right, we're walking now. There's another tricycle coming with music. It's coming towards me, so it's going to be super loud. I'm trying to talk loud and get away from the music. It was quiet for a while, now it's going to start all over again. All right, let's go. Let's go this way. Right, we're approaching the 1 hour and 30-minute mark of the video. Again, this video is going to be at least an hour 30 minutes long, and probably longer because we have quite a distance to cover before we go back to Streeterville. And there's no more space for me on the sidewalk, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the path here, so I'm gonna get on the grassy area. I hate being on the grassy area, but I'm on the grassy area because there's a lot of people walking, and they're all walking towards me. Nobody's going the other way. It's one of those one-way paths. And then you see the trees in the grassy area here, and then you see those birds that also get into the water. They're ducks and birds at the same time, because those are the same ones in the water. I don't know if you can see them, but they're underneath the tree. Actually, they're on this side too. Here they are. There's more on this side. Usually they go around here looking for food, but I guess this particular ones, it look like they're resting. I'm not gonna get too close. I don't want to interrupt anything here. But you can see Lakeshore Drive. More people coming on the sidewalk, so I'm gonna stay on the grassy area and then get on the sidewalk in a minute. And then you see this these large trees they have. All right, I'm going back on the sidewalk. I call it sidewalk, but it's not really a sidewalk. It's like a path for walkers and runners. But it's very narrow, ladies and gentlemen. So if you see a lot of people coming towards me, then I get on the grassy area. And considering we had a lot of storms last night, very heavy storms, the grass is really not that wet. It's actually dry. But it is windy, a little bit windy here. And look at there's a little harbor here. You got all this, too many names to remember all these harbor names, but it's a little harbor right here. There's another one over there, straight. And then all the way in the back to the upper right, I don't know if you can see it in the video, it's the Ferris wheel of Navy Pier. I always try to avoid Navy Pier because there's a lot of music issues there. Some of my videos got copyright warnings, issues, and I had to take out a whole scene. There was a 5-minute walk-in scene that I had to take out just because of the speakers they have at Navy Pier with the music. But at the time, to be fair, it didn't have any, it didn't give me the option at the time to mute the video. So it may be okay now, but I don't know. I just don't want to take a whole 5-minute, mute a whole 5-minute video scene. So if you mute the video, all the viewers will go away. They may think it's something wrong with their phone or with their computer. You got some very loud music coming out of one of the boats. I don't know if you can hear the music, but we're gonna go straight. So that's the St. Regis building right there. You see the skinny building that I was telling you. Again, it's the 3rd tallest building in Chicago, that one, St. Regis, built by a female architectural firm, 1,198 feet tall. All right, more people coming. More people on that side as well. And here the birds, ducks again, eating. See, they're eating this time. So that's why when I see them either in the water or eating on the grass. But the ones we saw on the left earlier, they were just resting. They didn't look like they were eating. They were having a siesta. I bet you they were here eating first, and then they went over there relaxing. Just like us humans do. We always like to lay down after a nice meal when we're at home or when we are on the beach. Oh, here they are more. There are more of them eating here, so we got quite a few. There's a lot of them over here. See, they're eating. I'm guessing they're eating the grass. I don't know what else we'll be eating. I don't know the name of this. If anybody knows the name of these animals, the names, let me know. I just call them birds and ducks. They both because they fly, and also they swim in the water. So here they are. There are more here, and they're eating. It's quite a few. All right, there's more over here. Oh, there's more on the left. There's quite a few. So they eat in the grass station. I don't know what else they be eating. There's nothing else to eat except the grass. Maybe that's what they eat. Again, that's the St. Regis right over there. The tall, skinny building that I was telling you. All right. We're walking towards Streeterville, but before we see Streeterville, we're going to see Lake Shore East. That's where those buildings are, Lake Shore East. And as soon as we pass those buildings, then it becomes Streeterville. And then this building right over here, you see, is the Chicago Yacht Club. Right over here. More trees here. That's the Chicago Yacht Club. And then we're going north on the lakeshore. We got a motorcycle just went on Lakeshore Drive, probably 100 miles an hour. It just flew by. I don't know if you heard the sound, but that's dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go back on the lakefront trail. So the other side on top is for bicycles. There's some people walking, but it's for bicycles only. They probably didn't see the sign. This is the Chicago Yacht Club here, and there is a harbor again. I don't know the name of it. Right here. And this is where the boats park. And as you can see, there's nobody in the parking space because all the boats are all and about in the water in Lake Michigan. And they also have fireworks, maybe pier every Wednesday and Saturday night, all the way until the end of October. So on Wednesdays, the fireworks take place at 9 p.m. and on Saturdays, the fireworks take place at 9 p.m. But because we're not going to be there, we won't be able to film it. But if I go home and charge the phone, because I only leave 10 minutes walking from Navy Pier, I may come out at night and film some of the fireworks from Streeterville. Like from Lakeshore Drive, you can see them all from the lakefront. So I may do that later on if I'm not doing anything. But of course, it takes me anywhere from 8 to 10 hours just to post the video that I'm filming now. The long videos take that long, 8 to 10 hours for me to edit them, put some text on the screen, put the watermark on the video. It takes a long time, believe me, trust me. But I'm not complaining, I'm just explaining to you that it's going to take me 10 hours to post this video. So this video you're watching now is filmed on Saturday, but most likely you're going to watch it on Sunday, 24 hours later, because of the editing that I have to do. And the longer the video, the longer it takes. Now we got a tricycle coming this way with music. We try to get away from it. Actually, there's no music. It's not a tricycle. It's some kind of a tricycle, but it was rented by some people that they don't have the music on. And look at this bump here. Wow. This is the lakefront. Beautiful, beautiful. area. See, we can't go on top because those are all for bicycles. See the bicycles on top? We're gonna stay on this side, and at some point we'll go on top and continue from over there, so we can go on the other side. So it looks like this video is going to be at least 2 hours now long. We surpassed the 1 hour 30-minute mark so far. Nice boat here trying to park. And then you got people dancing on the small boat here with music. So the music hopefully I won't interfere with the copyright. So I'm going to get out of the way and get to the top where the bicycles are. And as long as I stay in the grassy area, then I should be good. But this is for bicycles only, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to get hit by a bicycle or get yelled by bicyclists. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stay in the grassy area. So I can see them, they can see me, and I don't get run over by a bicycle. But this is all really for bicycles. But I'm not on their path. I'm on the left on the grassy area. And then we're getting good footage of people on bicycles. And there's a ship over here. And this is the second yacht club. We already saw the first one, the Chicago Yacht Club. And this is another yacht club. It's called the Columbia Yacht Club. And it's a ship. It's an old ship that they're using it for the headquarters. And I think there is there may be a small hotel inside there or a bar, but it's all private. It's a private yacht club. And the ship you see there is a real ship, and it's stationed here 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So it's not going anywhere. It's just staying there. It's real park. There's music, Spanish music coming from over there. Let's get out of the way. The Spanish music also interferes with the copyright. And then you see some the high rises here. This is Lake Shore East. That's the name of this neighborhood. And as soon as we pass the second building there, it's going to become Streeterville. So we're getting away from the music. There's nobody behind me. But there is another tricycle coming with music. So let's stay on the other side of the street. This is going to get real loud with the music now. This tricycle. And so what we're going to do, we're going to go for the flyover bridge, go back to the lakefront and go back to Streeterville. So my guess this video is going to be about 2 hours long, at least, maybe even more. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. I hope you guys are watching the entire video, because we did already record 1 hour and 38 minutes. And if you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe to this channel on YouTube. Just click subscribe underneath this video. And also try not to skip the ads, because it helps the video grow even more, get more views. So every now and then, every 5 to 10 minutes, you may see a couple of ads. Try not to skip them. Just like when you watch television, just go take a break, come back. But don't stop the video and don't forward it, please. That would help the video if you stay. All right. So this is Lake Shore East right here. I'll take a picture. And as soon as you pass this building, this glass building, it becomes Streeterville. Like you see the building on the right there, it's in Streeterville. And this is the Lake Point Tower. It's the only high-rise built east of Lakeshore Drive. It was built in the 60s. The laws were a little bit different back then. But now no building, no high-rise is allowed east of Lakeshore Drive. So that's the only one that I guess beat the system and is still there. You see how loud of the music is from the tricycle? Good thing he's going fast and he's getting away real fast. So Lakeshore Drive is right in the middle there. I'm gonna take a picture. And then you see people on bicycles, people walking. Now I'm allowed to walk because I'm on the regular Lakefront Trail area. This side on the right is for pedestrians, and the one in the middle is for bicycles on both directions. So you have 4 different lanes here. 2 for pedestrians on each side and 2 for bicyclists on each side. All right, I want to take another picture here. And this is the Lake Point Tower I was telling you on the right. It's a 70-story building, the only building east of Lakeshore Drive. A lot of bicycles, ladies and gentlemen, on both directions now. Music, tricycle, real loud, ladies and gentlemen. We must have seen almost 100 of this in the video so far. You see one like every 5 minutes. You see a couple, or maybe more. At some point when we were on the underpass, the Sid Museum campus, we saw about 10 of them. The good thing, they had different songs, so one song was overriding the other song. So YouTube won't even know what song was playing to send me a copyright alert. And speaking of the tricycle, there's one more going down with music. Unbelievable. All right, that's Navy Pier all the way over there. And then we're approaching Illinois Street. And then the next one is Grand Avenue. Now it's going to get a little bit more crowded here. It's a narrow path. And then you can see Lakeshore Drive on the left. Yeah, when I first came to Chicago, this bridge was not here. We all had to walk. Of course, there was no internet, no videos back there. But we all had to walk on Lakeshore Drive. Like they have a little sidewalk, very small sidewalk, and we all had to walk over there. More tricycles coming, more music. Now they built this bridge. It's called the Flyover Bridge. It was built a few years ago to connect both sides of the lakefront, so you didn't have to go on Lakeshore Drive, and it was very dangerous. A lot of people got hurt and got killed, especially on bicycles, because they were on Lakeshore Drive on a bicycle. Now you see the bicycle is on this side, the pedestrian is on this side. So, and then they got the tricycles too. So it's a little bit narrow here, but it's safe. Now it's getting a little bit more wide. And the Lakeshore Drive is on the left. And then this is the Chicago River. And then it goes all the way down and becomes Lake and merges with Lake Michigan, right, all the way. But this one is not Lake Michigan. This one is the Chicago River. It goes, and we saw the Chicago River earlier at the beginning. And this is the Lake Point Tower again. The only high-rise east of Lakeshore Drive, and Lakeshore Drive is on my left, which is west. All right, let's just keep walking. We're walking north on the Lakeshore Lakefront Trail. You can hear the cars on Lakeshore Drive. Very noisy, ladies and gentlemen. And now we're in Streeterville. Alright, we're in Streeterville now. That's why I know when we see the Lake Point Tower, we're in Streeterville. We just passed Lakeshore East, which is a new neighborhood that was built a few years ago. But Streeterville has been here for a long time. And this is where I live and work, in Streeterville, for the last 20 years. And again, I've been in Chicago 40 years. The first 20 years, I lived in Little Italy, right on Taylor Street, about 1500 West Taylor. Interesting living experiences in both places, but so far I love living and working downtown. And when I first came to America in 1983, I always wanted to live and work in downtown Chicago. Something about downtown that excites me, not just the buildings, the architecture, but it's the atmosphere, the fast-paced, everything. Very alive city. All right, let's see where we're gonna go. All right, let's make a right and go to Navy Pier. Why not? Now, at some point, the battery may die on this camera. It's supposed to be good until 3 hours, but sometimes, anytime after 2 hours, they start acting up and giving me warnings. Again, this is the Lake Point Tower, 70 stories tall, built in the late 60s, believe it or not. And it's not in the top 5 tallest buildings in Chicago that I showed you earlier. I don't have them on my list. I only have a list for the top 5. So I'm not sure how tall, how far it ranks on the tallest buildings in Chicago. I'll have to look it up and tell you next time. Because there was too many high-rises, too many tall high-rises, skyscrapers to tell you. All right, we're going to Navy Pier now. And again, Navy Pier always causes trouble with the music. If it's the recorded music that is coming through the wall, they have speakers, that's what the problem is. But if it's a live music, like they have a stage, then it doesn't interfere with the music. So we'll see what happens. And if it becomes an issue, I'm just taking a chance now, because I haven't been in Navy Pier probably in a couple of years. First time in a couple of years I'm going to Navy Pier, because I didn't want to go after I got those copyright issues with the music, but I'm going to give it another chance. One more tricycle with music here. And I guess we have arrived at Navy Pier. We just want to walk to Navy Pier. Actually, I'm going to show you. There is also a couple of stages I want to show you. They did a lot of remodeling, and since the last time I came here, because the last time I did a video, it was getting renovated everywhere. There was like construction signs everywhere, and they had barriers. And then and it was during COVID too, so there was wasn't really open. It was just, I just went through it. I did a video on the outside just to show you the skyline. Now you got some people on the boat there going for a tour. And there's no bicycle coming. Oh, there is a bicycle coming. So I'm going to stay on the side here. Now you got emergency vehicles. All right. All right, we're almost there. So this is Navy Pier. And by the way, Navy Pier is the #1 tourist attraction, not just in Chicago, but in Illinois. So we're gonna have to wait now before we cross. That's how crowded this area is. We just have to wait. But this is Navy Pier right over there. A lot of cars trying to go by.
If he wasn't running for charity and he had been, I would have been like,
Alright,
you don't give me that.
cross
I'd be
the
like,
street.
I promise you never to talk to him.
So now we're gonna be in a very, very busy place.
I don't make it a part
This is Navy Pier, the #1 tourist attraction in Illinois. And you got a People's Energy Welcome Pavilion right here. Things change. There's a fountain over there. We're just gonna go straight and see where. Yeah, since the last time I came here, a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed, ladies and gentlemen. It's crowded, but it's not that crowded. Actually, there's thousands and thousands of people, as you can see, but it's not congested yet. So we're gonna take a good walk straight, and then we're gonna make a left and go to Streeterville the long way. So I'm guessing this video is gonna be 2.5 hours long, if we have enough battery for the camera.
I know, I was like, I'm not above signing up for care.
All right, let's cross. And this is the Children's Museum right there. And then we're entering Navy Pier. Very, very, and you can hear the music now coming from the speakers that I was telling you earlier. Actually, it's coming from the boat. So hopefully it won't be any. Welcome to Navy Pier, ladies and gentlemen. We're at Navy Pier now. I may do another shorter video out of this video and just show you Navy Pier, because usually I like to highlight parts of the video. But so far, this video you're watching now is going to be at least 2 hours long. We're approaching the 2-hour minute mark. And my guess will be it's going to be 2 hours and 30 minutes. Because by the time we go all the way around and turn left, it's going to be 2.5 hours. And then you have the Ferris wheel right here. Let's see. Let's see if this music becomes an issue. I hear music, and I can't really tell you if it's coming from the boat or if it's coming from the speakers. But wherever it is, it's very loud, ladies and gentlemen. I'm walking towards it. So at some point, I may have to make a left just to avoid the music. Yeah, it's coming. I don't know where it's coming from. Unless there's people dancing. Sometimes they're having like performances. So hopefully it's very loud, the music, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna have to get out of here fast. I still don't know where it's coming from. It may be coming from the Yeah, it's coming from the speakers. So I want to get out of here from the music and go up the stairs. And we're going to the Ferris wheel and go cut a shortcut. It's unfortunate that I have to do that, but that's what happens. The last time I got here, the whole 5-minute video was taken out because of the music. But speaking of a better place, this is the Ferris wheel. People having fun. I never been on that Ferris wheel. Maybe I should go one of these days. Oh, this wasn't here before. Look at this. Let's see how we're gonna go around. Wow, look at this. There's no music up here. You still hear the music from the downstairs. But we're good. Look at this fairway. Look at this. Well, we want to get away from the music. Go on the other side. There's no music on this side. But this thing here was not here the last time I came here. And I have no idea what it is. People are riding it. I don't even know what it's called. This one. Only thing I know, it looks like a tower. All right, let's go back to Streeterville. Let's take the stairs down. There's stairs here somewhere. Yeah, I see them now. Unfortunately, I wanted to take you and show you the skyline from the other side, but I'm going to show it to you from this side. Actually, let's show you now a little bit of the skyline here before we go downstairs. Let me show you how beautiful the skyline is. Look at that. Look at this skyline. Taking a picture. So this is what I want to show you in just a second. We're going to go downstairs to get a better view. So I was going to go straight and come all the way around, but as you can see, the speakers of Navy Pier are so loud. Those are. It sounded like it was house music, and it was super loud, so I couldn't really. All right, here's what I was talking about. Look at this is the one. I got a lot of sun glare now, so I don't really see what's in the camera, but I'm going to take a picture anyway, and then we'll go down. All right, we'll go down and try to cross the street and go on the other side so I can show you the beautiful skyline of Streeterville. Actually, what you're actually seeing is Streeterville. But I want to get on the crosswalk, because when I go and get on the crosswalk, I will probably get run over by a car. They're not going to stop me unless they see the crosswalk. All right, we're good. We're crossing, and then we're going this way. Look how beautiful this picture is. Unfortunately, there's a lot of sun glare. I don't really see what I'm recording at the moment, but the camera is so good, it takes care of the sun glare. So you guys are home are watching a real beautiful picture of the skyline of Streeterville. All right, we're going back. So this was, I show you Navy Pier a little bit. Couldn't go too far because of that music, the loud music speakers they have. And nobody's going to complain because they're all tourists that come there. So nobody's going to complain to Navy Pier and say, hey, you got that music real loud. We may even not like that kind of music, because you're not going to see these people anymore, and I'm not going to write anything about the music. They're just living the experience. Or if you're a video creator, a YouTube video creator like me, and you want to film Navy Pier, you have to be very careful with that music. It happened to me many times. I had to take down videos, and because of the music on the speakers, copyright music. Again, it was a long time ago. Now it's different. I get the option of muting the sound. or taking away that particular scene. Years ago when I first started, it wasn't like that. Even if it was 10 seconds of music in the video, if it was a copyright issue, the whole video was taken down. Not taken down, but giving me the warning that I have to take it down. So I was taking it down myself, and then what I was doing, I was taking the footage, and then I had to go and buy licensed music or use the YouTube licensed music back then, and then create a new video, so I won't have any issue with that. And I signed up for a few years for this company called Artlist, hopefully hoping that all my music issues will go away. So I was paying for the music. I was paying music from this company called Artlist, and believe it or not, because I have so many videos, every year I was getting 10 copyright issues for the videos that I wasn't supposed to be copyright issues, because the artist was selling the rights to Artlist, and Artlist was selling the rights to me, and I had to contest it every time. Every single time I won the case. But to make the long story short, Artlist didn't work for me. I had to cut ties with them. I mean, the videos that I used already, they're already there by contract. Nobody can then contest them anymore, because I bought them and I clear them all away. But I don't create any new music. That's where you see a lot of my videos are narrative. They're like vlogs that I talk in the video, especially the long videos. But it wasn't the case years ago, and I thought Artlist was going to solve this issue. And don't get me wrong, I don't think it was just Artlist. It's other companies the same as well. It's the artists are the ones that are signing contracts with many companies, and there's no method to tell them, oh, I'm with this company, so if you get anybody from Artlist, don't give them a copyright warning, because you paid for it. So to eliminate all that, I got rid of Artlist. I liked the songs they had, but I didn't like the service. Too many issues, and then I was emailing them, and too many. It was taking too much time for them to respond to me, and then they would never take action. I took all the action by myself, me and YouTube. So I will not go back to Artlist anymore, or any other audio rights company. All right, we're approaching Ohio Street Beach now in Streeterville. So nothing against Artlist. I'm just describing my own experience. If you want to sign up with Artlist, go ahead. But it's not for me. I'm done with them. And it costed me a lot of money too, by the way. So the video you're watching now is just me talking in the sights and sounds of Chicago. I'm going to take a picture. We're in Streeterville, we're on the lakefront. We're at the Ohio Street Beach. I know you'll be wondering, you keep saying Ohio Street Beach. Where's the beach? Well, I'm going to show it to you. Give me a minute to get there. I'm walking, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even have a bicycle or a car or nothing, or a motorcycle. I'm just me and my 2 feet. I get my exercise too. All right, we're going towards the beach. Of course, there's music over here too, but it's not as bad as it is on Navy Pier. Take a picture. So this video is going to be probably 2 hours and 30 minutes. We got another 25 more minutes to go. I'll stop the video at the 2 hour 30-minute mark. And this is the beach over here. And it's full of sand, so my shoes are going to be all dusty now when I come out of here. And we're going to go this way. Look how many people are here on the beach, and there's a lot of people swimming, a lot of people on the boats. They have music also, but it's not that loud like it was on the pier. Look at this beautiful picture. Look at this. Taking a picture. So this is called Ohio Street Beach because it's right off Ohio Street. And you see the high rises. Get as close as possible to the beach. I didn't realize it was that big. It looks small from when you're from a distance. And this is the way you know, you see it's green, the flag is green, it means you can swim. So there's no more hazard like I was earlier for the currents. And then we're going, actually I never got this close to the Ohio Street Beach before. So I'm going all the way to the beach, to the water. And look at this picture. Take a picture. Look at that. All right. There's a lot of people on the beach swimming. So I don't know where the lifeguard is. Usually it's sitting up there. And then we're gonna go straight that way to the Lakefront Trail and walk back for another 20 minutes. My shoes got all dusty from the sand. Don't get me wrong, this is a beach, but it was created by humans. So what I mean by that, all the sand you see here, it wasn't naturally, they brought it here. They created this beach manually, like they did with other beaches. So just like the designers that they designed the high rises, the people that designed these beaches or whatever they did, they were also 60, 70 years ahead of their time, because they did something. See all the sand? You see my shoes? And they brought all the sand and created this beach. I mean, they had to make some adjustments to the water. Let's take another picture. All right, this is Ohio Street Beach, and we're gonna go back on the Lakefront Trail. All right, make sure we get in the right lane. All right, this is the Lakefront Trail now. So this is what I just showed you, the Ohio Street Beach. And you saw how many people were there. And now we're gonna go straight. See a lot of people on the water. So it's about 6:10 p.m. now on Saturday, July 29th, 2023. And we're doing a big video and we're doing a walking video in downtown Chicago. Oh yeah, look at the currents. Look how the water is. So these two over here swimming, I'm guessing that may be the lifeguard. I guess the training, it looked like the guy's training the lady how to rescue people. Hopefully it won't be necessary. But look how many people are on the boats. There must be thousands and thousands of people here. My guess is it could be at least 10,000 people here at this particular area here. And there's probably more than 1 million people at the lakefront. And the lakefront is very long, it's 26.5 miles. But this particular area you see there, there got to be at least 10,000 people, if not more. Look how many people are on each boat enjoying themselves. I don't know if you can see that. Look at that. Look how many people are on the boats there. Amazing. There's a lot of music. Every single boat has music, but it's not interfering with the copyrights because it's very far away. And I can barely hear what song is playing, so YouTube is not picking up any songs from here, so I don't have to worry about copyright issues. Not like Lady Navy Pier. And this is Streeterville. That's the John Hopkins Center again. This is the area where I live and work. There's another lifeguard over here, keeping an eye on the boaters and on the people in the lake, just to make sure nothing goes wrong. Nobody goes underwater. Look at that. So we're just walking on the lakefront. We're just walking north. Again, this video is going to be at least 2.5 hours long. The maximum the battery this camera holds is 3 hours. But again, anytime after 2 hours, so far we didn't get the warning. But anytime after 2 hours, we get a warning from the camera that it's going to be running out of battery soon. But we didn't get the warning yet, so if I get the warning, I'll let you know. And then usually when we get the warning, we have another 15 minutes to go, and then it stops right after that. So it's 2 hours and 12 minutes already. Just like traffic, they're blowing their horns so they don't collide. Another lifeguard here. So the good thing is there's a lot of lifeguards on every corner, keeping an eye on the boaters and on the people inside the water. And then you see Lakeshore Drive. You see Lakeshore Drive right over there on the left, where the cars are. Yeah, people are having fun on the boats. That's a big lakefront, ladies and gentlemen. This thing is 26.5 miles long. It goes all the way to Indiana and Michigan, I believe. And then sometime next month, not next week, because next week is Lollapalooza. Sometime in the next 3-4 weeks, you're gonna have the Air and Water Show here. So we're gonna do another video there that I gotta do every year. You can go and view the previous Air and Water shows that I film over the years. Just go to inside my YouTube channel and just type the word Air and Water Show, and then you can see the airplanes flying over Chicago. It's a real good experience. But most of the thing that I like about the Air and Water Show is filming the crowds watching the air show. They all look very, very happy and very not surprised, like very amazed to look at all the beautiful shows. So Chicago in the summertime, ladies and gentlemen, all year round actually, but in the summertime, specifically in the summertime, Chicago is real, real beautiful. And of course, you get a lot of storms, you get a lot of weather issues. The good thing about Chicago, they don't last very long. Like, we had a big storm last night. And by the time we woke up this morning, it was gone. So it's not something that there's somebody swimming there. That could be also another lifeguard because they have to practice their skills. All right, we keep walking. We'll keep walking. Actually, I'm not gonna go any more longer. I'm gonna go back this way, taking the Chicago Avenue Bridge because I don't want to take a chance with the battery and stop and the video will stop out of nowhere. So this is we're gonna go down the Chicago Avenue overpass, underpass. Not overpass, underpass. And then you see some art on the wall here. And the acoustics are very, very, very good. It's like in stereo. And I'm showing you the art. The art on the wall on both sides. And we're underneath Lakeshore Drive. And we're gonna go up to Chicago Avenue in just a second. All right, we're gonna make a left here and go up the stairs, and we'll be on Chicago Avenue. This is Chicago Avenue and Lakeshore Drive. There we go. This is Michigan Avenue and Lakeshore Drive. Now, if I do have to come back tonight for the fireworks, I'll come right here at this corner. As you can see the fireworks from here and Navy Pier. All right, let's go down. So we're walking west now on Chicago Avenue, but let's go this way. I'm gonna show you this Lakeshore Park Fieldhouse, the Chicago Park District. They have a gym in here as well. And then I want to show you how beautiful Lakeshore Park is. Probably people with their dogs there playing on the park. They got tennis courts there. I'm sure there should be people playing tennis. They just renovated the tennis courts, so they look real, real good now. And there used to be a baseball field here. They tore it down and they just put grass everywhere. The only bad thing, the sun is against us. I can't really see. It's getting into my eyes, but the camera again is good. Let's go this way actually, and then we can turn left. There's nobody behind me. I'll stay on this lane. And this is Streeterville. Actually, we'll go on the other side. This is the other side for pedestrians, for people walking. And then I like these gardens here they have. Look at that. Look at all this green they have everywhere. I'll show you this is called Lakeshore Park, and we're in Streeterville. Take a picture. And then we're gonna go this way. Beautiful, beautiful sight. Streeterville is real beautiful. So this is Lakeshore Park. That's Northwestern. Look at the dog playing over there. this is Lakeshore Park, and if you notice, compared to the lakefront, it's very quiet here. That's why I'm kind of whispering. Nobody's talking. You don't hear any music. You don't hear people making noise. Not even the dogs are making noise. All right. And that's Pearson Street on the right there.
Is this your baby? Yes. Aw, that's adorable. I don't want her to.
All right. Just taking a walk on Lakeshore Park. I'm going to show you the tennis courts in a minute. Yeah, I was wondering the last video I did where the tennis courts went, because they kind of renovated it. But now they made it good, real good. See the tennis courts? They're real nice now. See people play tennis. They put real nice colors on the ground, on the floor. It's beautiful. The Chicago Park District did a very good job. And then you got all these beautiful plants, flowers, gardens everywhere. There they are. All right, let's go back on Chicago Avenue. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make this video a 2-hour and 30-minute video. It looks like we have no battery issues so far. And we have another 8 more minutes of video to film. And we just keep walking this way on in Streeterville. And this is the back of the Museum of Contemporary Art. I'm going to show you the front in a minute. And that's the John Hopkins Center on the right, the one with the antennas, and then is the Water Tower Place Residencies on the left. And this is Chicago Avenue and Fairbanks Court. This is Fairbanks Court. And look at all those beautiful old trees, tall trees they have on the sidewalks. Look at that. I'll take a picture. And then we're gonna go this way. And this is the medical area of Streeterville. This is Northwestern Prentice Women's Hospital. I want to show it to you in just a second. These are high-rise hospitals that you've never seen before. See, this is Northwestern Women's Hospital on the left. And if you go on the right that way, that's the Lewis Children's Hospital. Another high-rise hospital for children this time. And I'm going to show you the Museum of Contemporary Art from the front entrance. And this is Lewis Hospital again, right over there on the left. Children's Hospital of Chicago, Lewis, Anne and Robert Lewis. I'll show you the building one more time. There it is right there. All right. And now we're going to make a right here on Chicago Avenue and Miles van der Rohe Way and show you the Museum of Contemporary Art, one of the well-known museums in Streeterville and in Chicago and in the United States and in the world. Very well-known museum. This is Miles van der Rohe Way. That's Seneca Park right across the street. All right, I'm going to go up the stairs of the museum and show you the view from up there. So let's go right up the stairs. I never film inside this museum. I think every Tuesdays is free for Illinois residents. All right, now I'm going to show you how beautiful the area is. Take a picture. Again, this is the Water Tower Place Residences. And then we're gonna go down and go back home. So this video is gonna be 2 hours and 30 minutes long. So we still have 5 more minutes to go of footage. And that's Pearson Street and Miles van der Rohe. So we're gonna go straight. And we're gonna end the video in shortly. I'm gonna show you again the John Hopkins Center one more time before we leave. And this is Pearson Street. And now we're going north now on Miles van der Rohe Way. There's an old, not an old, but a new mailbox right here. All right. And now we're going to be on the corner of Chestnut and Miles van der Rohe Street, so I can show you a couple of more interesting buildings here. Now it feels a little bit cooler here. It feels real good right now. The sun is not shining at the moment. Nice cool breeze. So my guess is about 75 degrees now. Cooler than when it was when we first started the video. So this is Chestnut and Miles van der Rohe Way. And this is the John Hopkins Center again. It's the 5th tallest building in Chicago, 1,127 feet tall. There it is. And then this is the Seneca building right over there. Now this building is about 200 East Chestnut. It was just sold to a California company. It was owned by a New York company. Now it was sold to a California company. It's called the Seneca building. It used to be a hotel when it first opened in 1924. It's right here in Streeterville. And then there's a very well-known, very famous restaurant on the ground floor. It's called Francesca's on Chestnut. So it's 200 East Chestnut Street. So a lot of history in that on this street as well. Okay, now I got the warning about the the battery. So, but we're right on time, so we're gonna end this video shortly. Again, this is the Seneca building. Look how beautiful the architecture is. Yeah. So we got the warning about the battery, so we know for sure it's gonna be at least 2 hours and 30 minutes long, the video. I was planning to stop the video in a minute, but I'm gonna make it go a little bit longer, see how far we can go, so I'll know next time where to film. Basically, the note I got from the camera is there is 15% left of battery, and usually when it says 15%, it translates into 15 minutes. So we did already record 2 hours and 30 minutes. Actually, yeah, we're gonna stop the video at the 2 hour 30-minute mark. I think we're right on time, so we don't have to worry about the battery. We're gonna stop the video right here on the corner of DeWitt and Chestnut Street in Streeterville. So we started in Streeterville and we end this video in Streeterville. I'll show you the exact intersection, the signs here. And thank you everybody for watching. Please subscribe to the video, to the channel, I mean, if you like my videos. Thank you everybody for watching. This is Chris Crescents. It's exactly 6:30 p.m. on Saturday, July 29th, 2023. Thank you everybody for watching.